Big H Trucking. What's up, YouTube? Coming to you from Kinley, North Carolina. I'm at the Petro on 106. Off 106. This guy's speeding through here. Unbelievable. Exit 106. NC, North Carolina, off of I-95. And you may be asking, why am I'm going to go to, well, you may not be asking because you probably don't know where West Columbia, South Carolina is. Well, I took I-95 down because I did not want to climb the hills of I-77. Brutal. Why am I moving over? Because I'm parked in a spot. I was parked in a spot that is a no parking zone spot. Guys, check this out. Look at this thing. Check this out. Look at this truck. It's unbelievable. Beautiful. Peterbilt. Love it. If I was younger, I'd be all over it. But anyway, I took I-95 for the simple fact that I didn't have to climb the mountains on 77. If you guys have been that way, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you come off of 81, you start climbing and you go down and you go by Fancy Gap and you climb and you climb and you climb, and there's no way that I would have gotten 574 miles by going that way. And to be honest with you, I only went 41 miles out of my way. Well, to some people it may sound like it's a lot, but it really, at the end of the day, is not a lot. It's not a lot of miles. I'm happier here because now I got a straight shot out, because this place will be packed up, and I'm not leaving till 2:30 in the morning. My truck is disgusting because I've been in the snow, salt, and mud, and I am definitely want to get it washed. And depending on what it looks like at 2:30 in the morning, believe it or not, this place will. I got two truck washes. I got a Blue Beacon behind me, and I got an Iowa 80 truck wash across the street, and there's a Flying J directly across the street from me. So I'm backed into a perfect spot, which is an end spot. I'm gonna turn the camera around in about 2 minutes, and let me go back a little bit more. It's hard to tell because I'm in the fifth hole. My tandem's all the way up. But if you can see that Trans Am truck, somebody will park right there. And I was 2 spots down initially, and I just got here. I walked around the truck, did a quick pre-trip, make sure everything is good. The good news is that I've got sunshine.
You have 0 hours and 51 minutes of remaining drive time.
That's what I drove out my clock. I'm jumping all over the place. Sorry guys, because I was trying to get back into a better spot. This way in the morning when I leave, again 2:30 or so, I will be able to pull right out and not have to knock on somebody's door to move my truck. So I'm gonna go into sleeper berth now. I'm done. Shut my hazards off. But anyway, so the reason again I went down 95 was the simple fact that it's a lot flatter. And I went 41 miles out of my way, but it's not about the going out of my way, it's about how much money I'm saving in fuel. I only burned. I started this trip with 3/4 of a tank. I'm still got more than half a tank. It's between 5/8 and a half. If I would have went down 77, 81, 77 that way, I wouldn't be able to go 500 miles. So I'd be stuck like in Raffine up there at that Petro, and would have 354 miles to go to the 90. And I would have burned a hell of a lot more fuel. So as an owner-op, or not, in my case, I'm not an owner-op, I'm a lease operator, because I got to hand my truck back at the end of my 3 years. So another year and a half, I got to give the keys back. I don't own the truck anymore. Every penny counts. Every penny counts. And when I first got into the business, I didn't know shit from Shiola. Excuse my French. It's taken me, I'm learning every day. But because I'm on the East Coast so much, I traveled all these roads, the 81s, the 77s, the 85s, the 95s, the 495s, all that stuff. And I use my map. And that's where Google comes into. Google's really good about that, because it gives you choices to go to your destination, and it gives you the time difference and the mile difference. Well, actually, I calculated the miles. It doesn't give you the exact difference, and it came out to 41 miles difference and 28 minutes more minutes of time going down 95. But again, because I was on flat land, I was able to pretty much average 57 miles an hour from the time I left PA to get down here. I've only got 200 miles to go versus having 374. So sometimes you've got to, when you learn your roads, some of those roads are painful, coming out of Tennessee and coming out of Kentucky and West Virginia. Those are some heavy hills. And I'm carrying 41,000 pounds. So, I'm trying to do better this year than I did last year, and I had a great year last year. Now, I've lost 20 days due to truck issues. And that sun is killing me, which is good. It feels good on my face. It's cold down here, by the way. It's like 36 degrees. I lost 20 days of money that were potentially that I could have made. And I've been averaging, let's just say, use an easy number, I've been averaging $6,000 a week for the last few months. So it's 20 days. Let's not take 20 days because I went home for 7 days, my home time. Let's just use 10 days, 12 days. I mean, I've only lost about $6,000 of potential revenue to the truck. I started my e-fund, and I'm being very honest and upfront. I started my e-fund with $7,200 and some odd dollars, and I'm down to $4,900, paying for my truck being in the shop. Don't care. I got to go home, so that's important. So now, since I'm out here, I'm going to pound it through the holiday season, because again, the incentive to stay out is, when we pull freight for some of these companies, going to give us anywhere between $200 and $700 on top of the line haul. So for the next few weeks, it could be ching, ching, ching. Hopefully, if all works out well. My truck's in good shape. And, again, I'm trying to better myself or make more money this year than I did last year. I mean, that's the name of the game. We're out here to make money. At least that's what I am trying to do. Since I'm away from home, I don't want to sit at these truck stops and start, thinking about stuff. You know, I just want to focus and run hard. And if my fleet manager takes care of me, which I think he will, because he knows, you know, obviously we talked, he feels, you know, he says, you know, that's part of the game, your truck being down. He didn't realize it was going to take as long as it did, but hey, that's the way the world bounced, that's the way the ball bounced this time. So hopefully all that's behind me, and I can run hard for the remainder of the year, and like I said, I want to do better this year than I did last year, and one way to do that is to cut down on the costs of the fuel. And fuel's a lot more expensive this year than it was last year. But again, by saving fuel, by going the way I went and getting more distance, I filled up at Pittston. I put 140 gallons in my tank, 160 in my tank, and I can make it all the way to the 90 and then some. Instead of climbing those hills and having to fuel up. Something to think about, folks. Sorry to be long-winded and circle the wagon. I've been up since yesterday morning, so I'm dead tired. You know, I tried to catch a nap at the shipper. It took almost 5 hours to load me. What was a drop and hook turned to be a live load, but I really couldn't sleep. And then I hung out and wanted to wait because I got finished loading at 7:30. Was there since 3 o'clock. I was at 4 hours. So they had overnight parking there, so I hung out. And again, I tried taking a nap, and I think I fell asleep for like an hour, and then got up, made some food, did my pre-trip, and trucks started stacking up. And again, I didn't want to go knock on anybody's door and ask them to move. And the parking lot was absolutely disgustingly dirty. So it was a mud pit. It snowed there yesterday. So I got on the road just before 11 o'clock, and it is whatever time it is now. What time is it? It's 9 o'clock in the morning. So I went 574 miles to be exact in my drive shift. As you can see, I don't stop. I don't stop. I'm blessed with a good bladder. You know, sometimes I have to stop, but whatever. This time I didn't have to stop. Believe me, my back teeth are floating if you get my drift, so I'm going to cut this video short real quick. But anyway, the point of the video was, and I don't know what the point of the video was. The point of the video was, I'm running a business, and there's a ceiling to what I can make with Prime, because I get 72% of the load, and not every load is going to be a $3,000-$4,000 load. That goes, you know, this trip is only 754 miles, and I'd rather do these loads than the long 4-day loads, unless it's paying really good. I don't want it. I like these 350-mile loads to basically 700-800, where I can pick it up, drive that day, and then that night or the morning drop it off and get another one and rinse and repeat and go. That's how you have really phenomenal weeks. But again, you know, there's only so much money I can make, and the other way to spend money, because I spent a lot of money in fuel, disgusting amount last year. Fuel was a lot cheaper. I'm trying to plan it a little bit better, and how I'm planning it is knowing where to go, knowing to stay out of the mountains as much as I can, get to the coast. I mean, sometimes you're gonna have to do what you're gonna have to do. I mean, I'm not gonna go 200 miles out of my way to get to the coast, to go down, to go back inland. That doesn't make sense. But in this situation, it made sense. Like I said, 41 miles out of my way, and the time was, according to Google, let's just say it was an hour with the truck versus Google, because they think you have a car. And those are little things that, you know, you nip and tuck and do that, and you realize how much you're saving. And I'm utilizing the app more. You know, if across the street's 5 cents cheaper than where I'm at, I'm now going to go across the street and do the five. I was like 5 cents. What's the big deal? But at the end of the day, all that adds up. Is what my point is. So I'm utilizing Prime Zap, fueling where it's cheaper. I'm still running wide open. I'm not going to not go 65 miles an hour. I don't believe in that. But I'm also going to, like I said, try to stay out of mountains. So anyway, if you guys can hang with this video, you're amazing. Looking at my mug and rambling on and on and on. But the truck is good. She's healthy. We did a great night. Again, 574 miles. Non-stop. Only took a half hour. And I rolled. And 95 was beautiful. Smooth. The construction down in Virginia, it's basically almost done. This was a mess over here when I last came here in the summertime. It's all done. 95 is a smooth ride in. Beautiful. So again, I've only got 200 miles, 4 hours, 8 o'clock's the appointment time. I'll get there at 7, so I'll leave at 3. Take a nice slow ride in. There'll be no traffic once again. And I'm going to kick ass and keep going. All right, folks, thanks. Have a great day. Stay safe. Make great decisions. And come to Prime. Great training program, folks. I don't care if you're young, you're old, you're my age, whatever. Great training program. I had a great trainer. I can't speak for everybody else. I had a good trainer. He was a hard ass. We almost went to fisticuffs a couple times. But now, we do chat. And it was all worth it because I came out of the box strong. I came out with confidence. I could back. I knew what to do. It's a shipper and receivers. Important stuff. It may not seem like much, but believe me when I tell you, it's more than you think. But so being able to come out of the gates running hard, and I did, after all said and done with my taxes, I did nearly $70,000. I did $67,000 and change my first year in the lease. So I want to try to get to over 70 this year. We'll see what happens, but the market's ripe right now. Freight rates are fucking out of, excuse my language, so awesome right now. So I'm going to take advantage of it and try to save where I can save. So with that being said, folks, great day. Make good decisions. We'll talk to you soon. Big H Trucking. Thanks for stopping by.